All right, YouTube. This Detroit's HPTV coming to you out of Detroit. Back with another video. It's Monday morning, and over this weekend, we've seen the internet go crazy with your boy Barack Obama. You know, the internet is on his head about what he said about young boys needing a certain type of mentor and, you know, the goofy things he was saying on Michelle Obama's podcast. But the main story this morning is that deep state whistleblowers are coming out to tell on Obama. You know, it's strange how people forgot that they arrested Donald Trump. They arrested Donald Trump, gave him, 34 charges. So now that they're accusing Barack Obama of treason, and the head of national intelligence has just turned over the evidence to the Department of Justice, they're calling for Barack Obama's arrest. Now, how do y'all feel about that? You know, you have people who feel like Barack Obama was like the second coming, or he was the dream fulfilled by Martin Luther King, when in all actuality, Barack Obama did nothing for the communities that supported him, his constituents. He sold out the globalists, bailed out the banks, became the #1 supporter of the LGBTQ community, waved the rainbow flag over the White House. He was the first one who passed a law allowing same-sex marriages. So who is Barack Obama really? What do you really know about him? He came out of nowhere. You know, his name was Barry Soetoro before you even knew about a Barack Obama. And now the deep state is throwing him under the bus. Whistleblowers from within his own administration is telling on him, confirming that he was undermining the elections and undermining the presidency. And now they're calling for his arrest. And you can't say you don't think he will be arrested or can be arrested, because what happened when you went after Trump, you set a precedent that these politicians, as high up as the president, can be arrested. If you old enough, you remember what happened with Richard Nixon and Watergate, when Richard Nixon's cabinet was arrested for spying on the DNC. Now you have Barack Obama accused of treason, accused of fabricating evidence about a Russian hoax. And there's a host of other things he's being accused of. But how will you feel when he's inevitably arrested? Because you can't make these allegations and you can't come out and turn over all of that so-called evidence and it doesn't follow with an arrest. And the people who have supported him and looked up to Obama, they're going to be shocked. They're going to come out in defense of Obama. But Obama himself is quiet. The Clintons are quiet. Mainstream legacy media is quiet in the face of what Tulsi Gabbard has said. Tulsi Gabbard is the head of national intelligence. And she can't just come out and make these allegations and it doesn't lead to arrest. Not for treason. When you accuse somebody of treason, a high government official, and come forth with this type of evidence, the people are demanding justice. Now, a lot of people, they celebrated Trump's arrest. You had Fannie Willis down in Atlanta leading the charge. You had Letitia James in New York. Now, the shoe is on the other foot. You know what they used to say? It is no fun when a rabbit gets the gun. Payback. I know y'all believe in payback. Or you don't. Or should the conservatives be beneficent and take the high road and let this slip through the cracks? I don't think they'll be able to do that because the American people, a large percent of the American population, is calling for the arrest of Barack Obama. And you won't be able to just scream racism, 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 because this goes deeper than that. This goes to the heart and core of their political apparatuses. And you can't get caught. See, certain things, when you initiate them, you cannot get caught because the stakes are too high. So without further ado, I want you to watch this clip with me. And you tell me what you think. Oh, this is for fair usage under the 1976 Copyright Act for education and commentary.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. I love working with strong data. The numbers don't lie. Check the scoreboard. That's why I love putting up charts like this here. What is this exactly? Is this the Bitcoin price, or is it some type of crypto market? Oh, got it. This is the number of searches on Google, the most powerful search engine in the world, for arrest Barack Obama. Okay, I can see something has changed, actually, in the last couple of days. It seems like there's quite a few more calls for President Obama's arrest, and as we live and breathe every single hour, there is more information that is being released by our Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, proving that Barack Obama must be arrested. Barack Obama was the one who rejected the intelligence community's assessment that Russia did not interfere in our election in 2016, and instead Barack Obama ordered them to create the Russia collusion hoax. President Trump sharing this on Truth Social and also stating that Barack Obama is treasonous. Oh yeah, baby. In case you need a very quick wrap up of what President Obama did, here we go.
Fox News alert, we just got a peek inside Obama's black book, and it turns out Barack knew the Russia hoax was a hoax all along, but pushed it anyway to sabotage the Trump presidency. DNI Tulsi Gabbard declassifying pages and pages of documents, showing Obama's intel guys briefed him just weeks after the 2016 election that the Russians didn't actually sway the election. Quote, we assessed that Russian and criminal actors did not impact the recent U.S. election results. Criminal activity also failed to reach the scale and sophistication necessary to change election outcomes. But Obama just couldn't accept that. So he and his staff instructed intel agencies to cook up new reports to support Russia collusion. Quote, after the meetings, Clapper's executive assistant emailed intelligence community leaders, tasking them to create a new intelligence community assessment per the president's request that detailed the tools Moscow used and actions it took to influence the 2016 election. Tulsi Gabbard described what she found as a conspiracy to subvert the will of the American people. And she says the people involved should be prosecuted and has made a criminal referral to the Department of Justice.
So the evidence is as plain as it is clear. It is out in the open. You can read it with your own two eyes, and you can see the full breakdown. You can even read the actual emails. They've approved everything. It's all been declassified, and that is why Arrest Obama Now is trending throughout the world. It is actually the number one trend on X all weekend. Arrest Obama Now. And I tend to agree with Matt Walsh here. Unpopular opinion, but I don't care about this unless they actually arrest and prosecute Barack Obama. You cannot allege a treasonous conspiracy and do nothing about it. Typical pattern by Republicans is they state these kind of claims and then they do absolutely nothing about it. They just use it to get on Fox News and to trend on Twitter. And I'm against that. I'm tired of it. Go arrest these people and bring them to justice. And then I'll care. And if you won't do that, then what does that say about you? And I agree with Matt Walsh there. agree here. Arrest Obama for treason. Now, arrest Obama is trending. Arrest Obama is trending for a good reason. If they can arrest Trump, they can arrest Barack Obama. And if they weren't concerned with civil unrest competently, they controlled the cops and the military. We are now in the same position. They said nobody is above the law. Now it's time to operate under that philosophy. It's absolutely true. And if you can arrest the former president named Donald Trump, you can arrest former president named Barack Obama. The goal was to usurp President Trump and to subvert the will of the people. What Barack Obama did was far worse than, of course, anything they claim President Trump did. They arrested Trump on fake charges. We damn well sure should arrest Barack Obama on real charges. Stephen Miller leveling the hurt stick here. Tulsi Gabbard has exposed the startling depths of seditious coup against the Republic. Forces behind this coup have done and will do anything to protect their grasp on legal and illegitimate power. Do not underestimate their capabilities and depravities, but we are stronger. We are stronger. Tulsi Gabbard and Stephen Miller teaming up to fight the seditious coup and conspiracy. Okay, I'm going to bet on those two. I'm just going to point this out. If Donald Trump can be arrested, then so can Barack Obama. They set the precedent. We didn't. Barack Obama, ladies and gentlemen, treasonous conspiracy is what DNI Tulsi Gabbard is saying. Treason, they're calling it a conspiracy. There's no statute of limitations on that. Arrest Barack Hussein Obama. Greatest political scandal in American history. Arrest Obama. There's no way around it. Obama has to be arrested. If Roger Stone special put TV crews outside his house moments before the raid and then walk him out in handcuffs, right? Taste their own vengeance. Don't tell me that Barack Obama can't be arrested. That's exactly right. If you can arrest and convict conservatives and presidential advisors on fake crimes, then you damn well can convict Barack Obama on real crimes, is what everybody is saying. And they're all true. Barack Obama saying, I mean, they have to brag about it, don't they? They really do. It's time for arrests. Again, we're just establishing here that not only is this what the internet and the base and the entire country is calling for after the stunning revelations from Tulsi Gabbard, but also Tulsi Gabbard wasn't done yet. Tulsi Gabbard says that there are new deep state whistleblowers from deep inside of the Obama orbit, and that they are about.
Now, do you doubt that the deep state whistleblowers are jumping ship? You seen last week when they asked all the Biden officials who are around him about the auto pen and about his mental health, they all pled the fifth. Everybody on Biden's administration pleaded the fifth. Now, the Fifth Amendment means that you don't have to make a statement that goes against your interests that incriminates you. But the nuances of that is pleading the fifth is actually an admission of guilt. What you're saying to the prosecution is prove it. I'm not going to testify, just prove it. Because think about what it says. You don't have the right to make a statement that can incriminate you. If you're innocent, what statement can you make that will incriminate you in the crime you're being accused of if you had nothing to do with it? What could you possibly say if you had nothing to do with something that would incriminate you? So the fifth is actually an admission of guilt to a certain extent. It's the nuances that go along with the legal world. When you sit there and you say, I'm not going to say anything in defense of myself. I'm just going to say, prove it. And this is what's going on in government right now. But you have whistleblowers now on the Obama side.
To show you everything. It's wild. Whistleblowers are coming forward to provide testimony in a conspiracy against Trump. Tulsi, we have whistleblowers coming out now since I released the documents. It's all being sent to the DOJ. There must be indictments. They must be held accountable. We have the evidence to bring people to justice. Tulsi Gabbard confirming the Russiagate whistleblowers have come forward to work with her. They are disgusted by what happened, altering and manufacturing intel reports to make it look like Russia interfered in order to destroy President Trump. This is massive, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Tulsi Gabbard making these announcements today on Fox News.
And do you believe that we will see prosecutions? I mean, our audience wants to know where this story goes from here. Will we ever see anyone held accountable for this incredible lie on the American people?
I will do all that I can, and we have whistleblowers, actually, Maria, coming forward now after we release these documents, because there are people who were around, who were working within the intelligence community at this time, who were so disgusted by what happened. We're starting to see some of them come out of the woodwork here, because they too, like you and I and the American people, want to see justice delivered. So we're going to provide everything that we have, everything that we will continue to gather to the Department of Justice for that direct intent and that direct purpose. There must be indictments. Those responsible, no matter how powerful they are and were at that time, no matter who was involved in creating this treasonous conspiracy against the American people, they all must be held accountable.
So do you expect, just to be clear, do you expect indictments and prosecutions?
I'm not a lawyer. In my view, we have the evidence to be able to move forward and bring about justice, yes, to prosecute and indict those responsible.
And here's Tulsi Gabbard giving a preview of what's going to happen next week. Starting tomorrow, they're going to lay out even further evidence. I mean, I don't know what else you need. I've looked through the 100 pages of documents. They're all there. We've done a full breakdown of them. But she says they're going to lay out even more evidence that Barack Obama rigged the election against Trump, which is really what this is, actually. A seditious conspiracy. Barack Obama needs to go to prison. He's got to go to jail. You can claim presidential immunity, but not for actions that are illegal, not for actions that are clearly illegal. You're not allowed to go kill someone, right, as president. Again, it's going to have to be debated in the courts, because you're going to have to arrest Barack Obama. You have to arrest him. Here's Tulsi Gabbard explaining what happened.
$5 a day invested for 1 year, and you could have $1,900. $5 a day.
Next.
And I understand that there is more, perhaps, that you are going to come out with next week. And I was told that that's why they raided Mar-a-Lago, that they wanted to find the Trump-Russia documents that indicated there was absolutely no collusion and that there was no evidence to even start such an investigation. But Trump didn't have it there in Mar-a-Lago, but that's why they raided his house in 2022. Is that correct?
I don't have the details on the specifics of the Mar-a-Lago raid itself. Those are within the possession of the FBI. But there's no question in my mind that this intelligence community assessment that President Obama ordered be published, which contained a manufactured intelligence document. It's worse than even politicization of intelligence. It was manufactured intelligence that sought to achieve President Obama and his team's objective, which was undermining President Trump's presidency and subverting the will of the American people. So yes, next week we will be releasing more detailed information about how exactly this took place and the extent to which this information was sought to be hidden from the American people, hidden from officials who would be in a position to do something about it. And that's really the point here that I think is most important, Maria, and you said it in your opening. Accountability is essential for the future of our country, for the American people to have any sense of trust in the integrity of our democratic republic. Accountability, action, prosecution, indictments for those who are responsible for trying to steal our democracy is essential for us to make sure that this never happens to our country again.
So there you have it. What do you think? You think Obama will be arrested? I think he will be. And like Benny Johnson said, they set a precedent when they arrested Donald Trump. People celebrated on the left. People backed Fannie Willis, and her case done fell all the way apart. People supported Letitia James in her prosecution of Donald Trump. So now that the shoe is on the other foot, do you think that Barack Obama will get a pass? Not for treason. Not for treason. Maybe if he had did something or was accused of something different, he probably could slide through the cracks. But the story only broke Friday when Tulsi declassified the documents, and already there are whistleblowers from the deep state giving Obama up. The globalists will sacrifice Barack Obama because he was only a useful tool. So now you got to ask yourself, how do you feel? Do you think it'll be civil unrest? Will you take to the streets in support of Barack Obama when he's not even speaking himself? The whole side over there, the left, CNN, MSNBC, all of them are quiet. They're quiet. You would think that they would come out in his defense, but it seems no one's defending him. But eventually, at some point, you're going to see the Roland Martin types. You might even see Al Sharpton scream racism, racism, racism. But then you got those on the right, the conservatives, screaming treason, treason, treason. Betraying the country, betraying your constituents, betraying your oath of office just to maintain power. Y'all thought Barack Obama actually cared about the black community, when all actuality, he only cared about the LGBTQ community. He did more for them. He gave them our civil rights. And then the Biden administration gave the Asians a crime hate bill. So at what point do you realize that you've been betrayed? And that the Democratic Party and the left are full of treasonous traitors. Y'all still forgot how Hillary left the ambassador over there in Benghazi because he knew too much. These politics are getting treacherous. Very treacherous. And the people on the left, they won't stop until it's martial law. Because the whole reason they labeled Trump fascist and demonized him was they knew that if he got in office and took the helms of the intelligence community, he would uncover all their dirty dealings. And just like rats leave a sinking ship, you have people saving themselves, already coming out, telling what really happened. So tell me what you think. This Detroit's HPTV signing out of Detroit. Keep your head on a swivel. And as always, salute to all patriots. Peace.